Okay, so now I want to explain on percentage. Composition. So for percentage composition, what they mean is we can have a compound which is going to be made up of maybe different elements. We can have compounds that are going to be made up of different elements. Suppose you have a compound which is A, B, C. If they tell you to say, can you calculate the percentage composition of every element here, what are you supposed to do? We understand to say, to calculate the percentage for every element, what you should always be doing is, first of all, you need to do what? You need to analyze what is the molar mass for this whole compound. Molar mass. Okay. If you are able to analyze that, secondly, you need to know that what is the mass. What is the molar mass for independent element. Okay. Now to find the percentage, you know that percentage must always be multiplied by what? 100. So if you want to calculate the percentage composition for A, what are you supposed to do? First of all, you need to analyze what is the molar mass for that same element. What is the molar mass for that same element? Meaning that the percentage composition for A is going to be like this. The molar mass for A must be divided by the total number of molar mass for the compound, which is A, B, C multiplied by 100%. Same applies to B. I'll also do likewise. The molar mass of element B divided by the same total molar mass for this given compound, which is ABC multiplied by 100%. And finally, you come to C. You do likewise by saying C divided by the total number of molar mass for the compound multiplied by 100%. That's how we do calculate what we call the percentage composition. Sometimes they can't even mention to say calculate the percentage composition for every element. They'll just give you a question to say calculate the percentage composition for this compound. What you should always be knowing is, if they say what is the percentage composition, just from the word itself, composition, it simply means the percentage for this, percentage for that, and percentage for this must be added together for you to come up with what? The 100% for this given compound. So whenever they ask you a question to say what is the percentage composition for this compound, you have automatically to know that they mean you need to calculate the percentage for every element in this given compound. Let me try to solve a simple example based on this. Okay, so my simple example can go like this. I'll just say what is the percentage composition of chloroform. Chloroform, it has been given this formula CHCl3. I'll say question mark because this is a question. I'll put a question mark because this is a question. So we need to analyze what is the total number of molar mass for this whole compound. Okay, so I'll say solutions. If you analyze the total number of the molar mass for this same compound, what are you going to get? So we are going to have CHCl3. So I'll say 3 multiplied by the molar mass for chlorine has to be 35.45. The molar mass for this, I'm trying to multiply the subscript by that because we have 3 chlorine atoms here. So I'll say 1.01 for hydrogen multiplied by 1. Lastly, I'll say 12.01 multiplied by 1 for carbon. Okay, what will be the total? So if I multiply 3 multiplied by 35.45, I'm getting this. I'll add it with 1.01 plus 12.01, and finally we are getting 119. So we are going to have 119.37 grams per mole, because this is molar mass for the entire compound. Okay, so we are going to understand that here, to use or to find the percentage composition for this, we shouldn't be considering the molar mass for chlorine only, no, but you have to take the entire total molar mass based on what or how many atoms you have. So here I'll write separately the total number of molar masses for every element. I'll start with carbon. Carbon, we are saying it has 12.01 grams per mole. Okay, I'll come to hydrogen, say H, it must have something like 1.01. I'll come to chlorine. So I'll multiply 3 by the molar mass of chlorine, 35.45 multiplied by 3. We are getting 106 point, so for chlorine we are getting 106.35 grams per mole. Here I'll say grams per mole again. Alright, so these are the stuff that we have. We have the total number of molar mass for the entire compound. We also have independent molar masses for each and every element that is found in that particular compound. Now at this moment of time, what are we supposed to do for us to find the percentage composition for every element? What am I supposed to do for me to find the percentage composition for every element at this time around? Okay, it becomes very simple for you to easily understand what we are doing or what you are doing. What we are doing or what you are doing. Okay, let me try to remove this paper. Alright, so here we are trying to calculate for what for the percentage composition of 3 elements: carbon, hydrogen and chlorine. So I'll start with carbon. The percentage composition of carbon, this is going to be equal to, what is the molar mass of carbon? The molar mass of carbon, we are from saying that it has to be 12.01. Divide this by the total number of what? The total number of molar mass of a given compound, which is 119.37. I'll multiply this by 100%. Okay, so I'll do likewise by saying, so I'll say 12.01 divided by 119.37, then I'll say multiply by 100. So I'm getting the percentage as 10.1. I'll round off to 1 decimal place and we are going to have 10.1%. So this becomes the percentage composition for what? For carbon. I'll come to hydrogen. The percentage composition for hydrogen, it has to be equal to the molar mass of hydrogen, it has to be 1.01 divided by the total number of molar mass. Okay, so I'll say multiply this by 100%. Alright, so if I do it like that, calculator has to be working. So we are going to say 1.01 divide this by 119.37. then I'll put it like this. I'll multiply this by 100. What percentage are we getting? We are getting the percentage as 0.85. 0.85. So the percentage composition for this has to be 0.85%. Remember, our main aim is to make sure that the total percentage must add up to what? 100%, meaning that you are doing the correct things. So I'll come to chlorine. The percentage composition for chlorine must also be calculated like what we are from doing. What is the molar mass of chlorine? We are saying it has to be 106.35. You divide this by the total number of molar mass, which is 119.37. I'll multiply this by 100%. Okay, so we are going to say 106.35, divide this by 119.37. I'll multiply this by 100, and I'm getting 89.1%. So that becomes the percentage composition, 0.1%. So that's how we do calculate what we call percentage composition. This is the simplest way of doing or of dealing with percentage composition. Whenever they have given you a compound, they say calculate the percentage composition for this compound, they mean you need to calculate the separate percentages for what? For everything that you've been given. For everything that you've been given.